Today in our studio, Wayne Media Studio in Brighton, happy to have a rising star, great guy. He's been blessed with enormous God-given talent. Welcome, Louie Lee.
What's up, Ron? Good to be here, man.
How are
Pleasure.
ya?
Super excited, man.
Let's talk about Patton.
I know, right? We got so many things
we were
we can
just
talk
on
about.
it. Oh yeah, we could talk for 10 hours.
Oh yeah, no, easy. Yeah, right before we got on here, I was just saying that my family's got ties to General Patton, big military family on that side. On my grandma's side, she's from Tennessee, and yeah, it's pretty cool. You know, I didn't go in the military, but some of my older cousins did, so they got razzed a lot about being kids from General Patton's line. So it was really cool.
That is cool.
It is cool, you know.
Did you know who starred as Patton in the movie? George C. Scott.
Okay.
You know where he went to high school? Redford High School.
No kidding. He's a Michigan man.
Michigan man,
let's
yeah.
go.
There's a lot of Michigan ties out here.
Right, Michigan man. Let's go.
It's really nice to have you, Louie.
Absolutely, man. I'm very blessed to be here. I love Brighton, Michigan. I'm very excited. I actually have a show coming up here,
Yeah, I know.
June 21st. So we'll probably get into that. But Country Boots and Beats, we're excited.
We're selling that show out. I guarantee
Oh,
it,
yeah.
Louie.
It's at Mill Pond, so I could just see thousands of people from Brighton there.
That's awesome. Because last year they had it at, used to be my buddies used to own Mount Brighton, and they sold it to Vail.
Okay, really?
Yeah, Vail bought it.
Of course, Vail.
Well, here's the thing. There's no snow.
I'm not mad at them,
There's no snow here in Michigan anymore. You know, if they don't get their winter break and it snows, it's got to be rough.
Yeah.
You know?
Facts. Facts.
Even up north, it's not snowing like it used to.
It ain't
for
snowing
some
like
reason.
it used to.
So you were born in Detroit.
Yep, I was actually born in Dearborn, but yeah, just west of Detroit,
We love Detroit.
We love Detroit.
Yeah.
It's come a long way.
Yeah. Mayor Duggan's done a good job.
Fantastic job.
He's a smart man. He's Catholic
Smart man.
Central.
I've met him
grad.
twice.
Have
Super
you?
nice guy. Yep.
You know, I went down to see him. I wanted to interview Mayor Duggan. And I went down there and I was calling his people, and originally they were replying, and then they stopped replying. So I go down to the building where he is downtown, and I said, hey, I want to go in and see the governor. And I'm talking to the security, and I said, hey, I got to get in there and get up to see him. You got a Well, I don't have an appointment. They said, well, that's too bad. Walked away for a second. I go, hey, can I use that bathroom over there? Yeah. So I walk through, get through, I go to the bathroom, walk out, take the elevator right up to the mayor's office.
This isn't where the bathrooms are?
It's a long hall. I mean, you get
sure.
off there, and it's like 50 yards. You walk down,
Right.
Mayor Duggan. But he had a great secretary, but
Nice.
maybe you can help me, Louie.
I mean, I'll try.
He's a CC grad.
Okay.
Right here,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a really great cover band for 8 years that got me in very cool situations, very cool shows that I would get to meet, like Mayor Duggan, played Governor Whitmer's inaugural ball,
Really?
Governor Snyder's inaugural ball. So, like, I got to do a lot of cool things that, like, a small-town kid normally doesn't get to do.
That's
just
really
from
cool.
music, so it was really a blessing.
My youngest daughter, Laura, worked for Governor Snyder.
Oh, cool.
And she worked her way up. She was
right on.
only 20. She was probably your age. No, she was
Okay.
younger.
She was
than
probably at the ball at the Renaissance Center, I'm sure, when they won. You know?
Well, she always went, yeah, probably. And she always walked across the bridge with them. They let them stay in the house on Mackinac Island, the governor's house, one year.
Wow.
So she was the director of constituent relations
Wow.
during Flint. Do you know what that means?
I don't.
I'll tell you what it means. It means she's the buck where it stops in Governor Snyder's complaint department. So Rachel Maddow and everybody who had
Complaints sent to her.
people that had nothing to do with Flint, they were coming
Gotcha.
in droves. And Laura, she was in the lobby one time of the Romney building across from the Capitol. All of a sudden, all these people from Flint came in, and they're mad as hell. And they asked her to come out. She came out with like 50 or 70 of them. You know what they did? They started popping balloons. And she thought it was gunfire. She got her card back and got back into the secure area. But it was a crazy time for Governor Snyder.
I'll stick with music. That sounds like a wild job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
You still have friends from the old neighborhood, Louie?
Of course, yeah. I was really lucky to grow up with a good group of guys that we're all still friends today. A few of us even go on like vacations every few years together, like all of our wives and stuff. And It's fun.
Nice.
It's like family.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a little ironic that a guy that had ear problems ends up in the music industry.
Yeah. Yeah, you can imagine Dad wasn't sure why I was never listening. You know, he's always like, come on, like, why aren't you getting your stuff together, you know? But yeah, when I was 6 years old, my mom went and had me one of those ear tests, and they were like, yeah, you know, your son's got some hearing issues. We're going to need to do a surgery, put some tubes in there, and open up those ear canals so this kid can hear, because he's not really hearing everything you guys are saying. So from that point on, I was the kid with the big old wax in his ears at the swimming pool. You know?
Yeah. You don't do that anymore.
Not anymore. They fell out as I got in high school, so it was great. Grew out of them.
You ever wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning and, write your songs down in the middle of the night?
Absolutely.
We had Michigan High School Football Coach of the Year here, on Halloween, Justin Sasante, and he's awesome. He's just he calls that God time.
I could agree with that.
It's quiet, peaceful, head's clear. There's no one near you. Have you had specific songs, Louie, you've written like that you remember?
Yeah. One of them that comes to my mind recently was I was in Nashville for a conference, and my manager and I, we flew out of Flint Airport, and we got there. Everything was going good, but I ate something bad earlier in the day, and I got food poisoning. And I've never had food poisoning. You know how people be like, oh, you got food poisoning. It's like, no, this was legit food poisoning, like instant, like fever, sweats, everything was expelling from my body. You know what I mean? And I had this huge conference I was supposed to be at. It's called the CRS, Country Radio Seminar. So everybody who's everybody in country music is there. So I was very excited to be there. And I went to one event during the day, went to this lunch, met a bunch of industry people, watched a bunch of amazing artists, got to meet a bunch of artists. And I was like, well, my manager, I was like, I got to go back to the Airbnb. I just got to just relax. And so I continued to what it felt like die for the rest of the day. And I was still so inspired by what I witnessed just from the one event that it was one of those situations around 2, 3 in the morning. He's just laying over there and, in the other bed in the room next to me. And we're just, we're in middle sleep, and I wake up and I just start writing this whole song called One for You Too. And it was basically just inspired by like the music I had heard that day. I wasn't even thinking about that with any intention. So it is kind of like something takes over you in that moment. And I just woke up and I grabbed my phone, not feeling good at all, but I was like, I'm just going to write this. And I just word vomit, just wrote a whole song.
Nice.
And I've had a few songs in those moments. Like I wrote a song a long time ago for another artist, because I produced for other artists, called One in a Million. Same thing. I was like, only though this wasn't at like 2 or 3 in the morning, it was just at like 6 p.m. I was just walking around my house, and then like all of a sudden it just hit me. And I just sat at the edge of my bed, and within 20 minutes I had the entire song wrote. And I didn't change anything. Like to this day, that was like the lyrics verbatim.
That's
so it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, like moments like that, I do consider those to be like godlike moments channeling through you.
Yeah, spiritual.
Yeah, it's very spiritual. Like, it's not in my hands,
It seems to me, Louie, that your song "Boy Turned to a Man" that has to be personal.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a young guy. Where'd that come from?
I just wanted to write a song that I felt was very personal, so that my fans could get an insight on what my life has been like, what my childhood might have been like. I had a really good childhood. The song isn't meant to predict or like portray that like it was like so hard for me that like my parents were bad or anything like that. But my parents did get divorced, so a lot of kids out there have gone through divorce. So I was like, all right, well, I want to write something from my perspective. So all those kids out there that are my age now, they realize like, look, this divorce doesn't define me. You know what I mean? Like, that was my parents. It was their love. You know what I mean? They still loved my brother and I, but we lived with our grandparents. So I was like, all right, well, I want to talk about why my grandfather is so influential to me. You know what I mean? It's because he kind of helped raise me,
Well, part of it too with you, all successful people have it, whoever's helped driving you and the heroes in their life. And I think your mom worked so hard that she inspired you too.
Big time, big time. She worked, during her divorce, she worked like 3 jobs. Super inspiring woman, working at a hospital, managing McDonald's, doing other random side work when she needed to. But yeah, she is like definitely been a huge influence.
How did you and Darren hook up?
So
Originally.
yeah, so my production partner, Jorg Caraciotas, Jorg Detroit, he's known Darren for a long time and he's done a lot of cool projects with Darren. And I had a show coming up and I thought to myself, I was like, how cool would it be? Because I know Darren loves music. How cool would it be to have like Darren McCarty come out to a show, maybe host it, introduce the Louie Lee show, maybe do a song with us, sing like Folsom Prison Blues or something.
Nice.
And I
With Johnny Cash.
yeah, and I shot the idea to Jorg. He loved it. He had Jorg had Darren at the studio, our old studio in Oak Park, and Darren was actually working with Dom at Mess Comics. They were doing some content for a statue that they were getting ready to release of Darren. It's like a statue of Darren, like literally like punching Lemieux. It's awesome.
Where's this at?
I think they sold out of them. There was like a limited edition statue that they were selling. Mm-hmm. Super cool. And they were there. And so Darren was hanging out in the studio and we, he rolled up a joint of Darren's finest and we hung out in the studio, smoked a joint together and just became friends. And I pitched him the idea of like, hey, you should come do a show with Louie Lee sometime. And, he said that would be great. And then we followed up later on. And, we've done a bunch of shows where Darren's been a special guest at now. And he's hung out with the band many times and he's just become a friend. It's awesome.
Yeah,
childhood hero. You're like, it's cool. They say don't meet your heroes, but sometimes you do meet heroes, and you're like, oh, this worked out. This guy is exactly what I wanted him to be: badass, genuine, but still like got that edge.
Yeah, he
really
the
does.
edge. Yeah, yeah. You were supposed to be there. We did. My buddy owns Clark Lake Golf Course.
Oh,
over
nice.
in Irish Hills,
nice,
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Mike McHugh, close high school buddy.
We should talk. I got a big show coming up in Brooklyn, July 19th.
Where at?
It's going to be at the Groves.
Okay, where's
Campground.
that?
It's right across the street from MIS.
Oh, yeah.
So, they're throwing a festival this year called the Country Roads Music Festival, and it's happening the same weekend that Faster Horses would have happened.
Yeah.
So it's going to entice, and there's some great headliners. I would say them, but they haven't announced them yet. But there's some great headliners, and I'm supporting one of the headliners Saturday night. It's going to be a party. But maybe Saturday morning we go do a little round.
Yeah, we can do that. We can
We're
definitely.
be in Brooklyn,
yeah.
Maybe do a little 9 holes real quick.
He's on Lake Columbia. He's got this big old 3-story glass home.
I'm sure we might have crossed paths. I used to play at Beach Bar all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
I used to hang out at Beach Bar back in the day.
Yeah.
All of them. I used to golf with Mike Hill at Devil's Lake. And,
okay, yeah.
Or Dave Hill. Dave Hill was Jack Nicklaus called him the greatest short iron player he ever played with.
Wow.
And he's from Jackson, Michigan.
I mean,
Alro Steele.
We have some of the best golf courses
Yeah.
ever here in Michigan. There's so many amazing golf courses here.
Yeah, and so many great people.
So many great golfers.
And that Darren McCarty.
My wife being one of them. Shout out to my wife. She's an amazing golfer.
Really?
Yeah, she's the one that got me golfing.
Did she golf in high school or something?
No, we started golfing during COVID.
Oh, yeah,
and she's just natural. Like, she's awesome.
Well, you had a lot of free time, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
I got in trouble for not in trouble. My older brother, he was pitching at us because we took our 3 kids and our 6 grandkids and my wife and I, and we went to the Houghton Lake House and we were hanging out. And he said, "Oh, why you guys coming up north?" I said, "We're coming up because we want to. I'm not asking you. You're the older brother in Charlevoix. Good for you. Love Bob. But don't tell me where I'm going with my family.
Right.
We're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
Bonfires.
we're living, baby.
Yeah.
We're living. Yeah.
COVID's COVID.
Life I lead.
How about this, Louie? You'd get to Kroger's, you go out and do shopping. You probably have butlers and things shopping for you these days.
I know.
But,
Not quite.
I'm going down there, or I'm just walking.
My wife's going to hear this and she's like, "I'm your butler, huh?" No, I didn't say it. Ron said it.
No, I didn't say it either.
Yeah.
But and it was so weird. It was like you were a leopard. I'd be walking and not even paying attention, and all of a sudden, some lady like and she'd walk over there, and I go, "Oh, come on!" We really got tired of that COVID. It was just too much.
It was hard times, man. My wife's a respiratory therapist. Worked at U of M hospital, so it was brutal.
Yeah. She worked a lot of hours, didn't she, Louie?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how Darren and I met?
No.
McCarty?
How's that?
This is pretty cool. So I'm out here, and somehow I got Boogie's name, and you know, we were doing with Veterans Connected. My buddy Brian Bradford has an office right here in town on Main Street where you're going to do your concert, and he's cool. He's a really cool veteran, and he's super involved. And he asked me to be involved, and I said, sure, we'll give our lake house for 3 days, or you know.
It's amazing.
And all of a sudden, you know, Darren found out about it, and I was after Boogie to have him on, and that was the It was a great interview. It was fun to have Darren, but that really gave me the confidence to, you know, the sky's the limit. No fear.
No fear.
You just go do what you do and talk to
If
people.
you have a calling and you love like meeting new people and talking, go do it.
It was a dream, Louie, to be
Absolutely.
honest with you. I said at the first show at Brighton High School with my buddy Jeff Menack.
Nice.
I said, I go, listen, I don't know why I'm here. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It was a dream. And it cost me $500 today. I'll screw up, but
I'm paying to talk to you today.
I'm paying to talk to you today,
That's
too.
right. That's my man.
Yeah, it's fun, Louie, isn't it?
It is. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good to give good energy like this back to the world so people can have a break from all the stress and chaos going on.
Oh, yeah.
So if they have a moment to listen to stuff like this or listen to my music or, you know, watch a movie and just take a break from all the chaos going on, then I support that 100%.
Well, after we're done here, I'm going to go home and watch Wagon Train and, you know, some old movies, country, you know, or cowboy Indian movies.
My grandfather was a big John Wayne fan. He literally had the wood plaque that was like carved out of like, you know, a tree bark, and it was John Wayne.
Really?
It was also just sitting in the living room. Like it was just John Wayne lives in our living room.
That's really cool.
It was cool.
I told him we'd do this morning. Just a big thank you to Brian Haas and Big Boogie Entertainment. We appreciate you.
Yep.
And he, for me, he's always come through, including putting us together.
Yep.
All we can say is we appreciate Brian Haas.
Big time.
Yeah. He has, his dog was sick today. He was supposed to be.
Yeah, I know. And as a dog dad, my heart goes out to that because anytime my dogs are sick or not feeling good, I'm like, that's priority one.
Louie, I've seen you in Detroit, Nashville, Austin. Where are you heading next?
Well, we're staying local, actually. I'm not sure when this is airing, but April 4th, this Friday coming up, we're going to be in Bay City at the Westtown Theater. Very excited for this show because I haven't played in Bay City yet, but we've had a lot of fans like growing out there and listenerships. I get a lot of messages from people out in that area, so I'm excited to bring the show out there.
Nice.
We played in Saginaw.
That's Kiss's hometown,
Is
right?
it? That's great. Yeah. So we played in Saginaw a couple years ago, and so that's where it kind of started it. And so people have been like, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? So I'm excited to get out to Bay City this Friday. But there's some other great stuff, you know. I've been going back and forth to Nashville quite a bit. So, like, that's, you know, my goal has been to try and create a second home there. So I have a place to stay now and, you know, just to do the whole networking thing. You can't win without being present, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, you know, anything you got to get in the game, just like this.
Yeah, you got to play.
Yeah. Well, I've had over 35 shows, which isn't a lot. No,
that's something to be proud of, man. It's a lot of shows.
It's a little book, but we had Mickey Redmond, Lance Parrish.
Mickey, the man.
We had Louie Lee.
Yep.
You know, Lily McPhee. We had all big radio guys from Detroit.
Yep.
Jason Rathel from WMC. Yep. You met him? Jason's cool as hell.
I haven't met him, no.
104.3 on your dial FM.
Okay.
He's cool.
Great, yeah.
He's with Joanne Pert.
He probably sounded fantastic on this microphone.
He was so hilarious. So we're going up north. We're going to go on to Mackinac Island. My wife and I, we've been married 40-some years. She was a Catholic school teacher, retired, and then a principal in Ann Arbor.
Oh, wow.
So we're heading up to Mackinac. And
She's been through it.
Oh, trust me.
Shout out to all the teachers out there.
Thanks, Louie. So we're going to Mackinac, and they said, well, it's a 2-hour wait. And we're going, oh, it's a 2-hour wait. We're in plan B. So we go up. We start heading up to Whitefish Point, where the Edmund Fitzgerald went down.
Yeah.
And that's a huge deal. We've been to Mariners Church in Detroit. on that day when they have a mass for them all.
Oh, wow.
And they ring the bell for Gordon Lightfoot, too.
Okay.
There's like 28 for the sailors that went down, 1 extra for that song, the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
So we get up there, and we drive up, and we drove an hour and a half from Houghton Lake to go to Mackinac. Now we got another hour and a half, 2 hours. And I said to Michelle, I go, dear, I know you don't like to listen to my crap, but I just got Jessfor30's back, and sorry, you're a captive. I want to hear it. And she goes, okay.
You got to drive ahead of you. You're like, let's listen.
She laughed the whole time.
That's great.
Jason is like
this man's a professional. I mean, he's been doing it for so long. You know? He knows how to work that.
Really, we've had Ed Kelly from WJR, Sean Belizian. Sean's another.
Who's the gentleman we met the other night, or I met the other night?
Ed Kelly.
Ed Kelly, yeah.
Yeah, isn't he?
He's
something?
Hilarious.
He is a funny guy.
He's beatboxing and everything. I was like,
oh
what
yeah,
is this guy doing,
with
man?
Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who was the other one? I think
that was great.
Yeah. I'm trying to think that last one.
He looked straight off TV. I was like, this guy. I've seen him, haven't I?
Yeah. We had JJ on here, Jim Johnson. You know him, right? I mean, legend.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. He's really something. So, Louie, I was listening to your greatest hits, and I want
greatest
all
hits
weekend. My wife says, "Well, last night up till midnight, right, doing this."
Oh wow.
Well, no. Here's the
Preparation meets opportunity.
But the only thing is that every one of these that happens, I start writing a little bit down like a week before, and then it's all of a sudden 9 o'clock at night, and I have one question for Louie Lee.
Oh wow.
So now you need 19 more, and
wow.
it's 10. That's every show.
Wow. So it's your process now, actually.
Damn, I was a horrible
I gotta work.
student.
I gotta work on this process.
Yeah, I don't know. I told her I was.
Start telling yourself the show is the day before the actual show, so it just mentally you're like the night before.
I don't know, Louie. I think the pressure on is good for me.
Pressure's good. Yeah, pressure's good. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, the pressure's good because there you got to get going.
Yeah.
In fact, let's do this. Let's stop now so Louie can do your thing.
Yeah, I've been in this corner since 78 on US 6, 3,000 miles of nowhere. You walk in with amazing grace. I'm playing George Strait, Amarillo by morning. Seen things change, but everything's the same. It's different clothes and music. I'm here to play along while you sing your songs. I got all your favorites saved in. From bell-bottom jeans to denim jean jackets, honky tonks and big rock ballads, staying alive another 9 to 5. And Lord knows my mama tried. Yeah, I'm the soundtrack to your life, day to day. And jukebox is my name. Yep. Unplugged, it's 88 on US 6, still 3,000 miles of nowhere. And you storm in like purple rain, wanting to play your Eye of the Tiger or anything surviving. I'm seeing things change, but everything's the same. It's different clothes and music. I'm here to play along while you sing your songs. I got all your favorites saved in. From rolled up jeans, members only jackets, Whitney songs and old school classics. Don't close your eyes, sweet child of mine. I'm here for you tonight. Yeah, I'm the soundtrack to your life, day to day. And jukebox is my name. I'm helping things change, and nothing is the same, just different clothes and music. I'm here to play along while you sing your songs. I got all your favorites saved in, from the thunder rolling, stone still going. This bar ain't nowhere to close in. Staying alive, another 9 to 5, and Lord knows my mama tried. Yeah, I'm the soundtrack to your life, day to day. And jukebox is my name.
So every guest we've had on Jessfor30, and it's really super close to my heart, as they and what I hope's close to everybody's every guest is that veterans, charities, and foundations. And I know Louie is involved with. He's supporting what?
Well, I support, different things. I've performed at Toys for Tots events, Coats for Kids events, Vet Life. There's nothing yet I've aligned myself with entirely with my brand, but I do think when I do, it's going to be something based around underprivileged kids, maybe with music or, something along that nature, because I want to inspire the next generation to go after their dreams as well and try and help them any way I can.
No, that's a way to do it. And sometimes it'll fall in your lap.
Yeah.
Everybody has it. It could be your ear.
Mm-hmm.
It could be Kids Without Cancer, John Smolinski. It could be My Night's Equity, which we'll talk about in a minute. But it's important, I think, to help people.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to be a person that, like, with artists, like, even though it's not like a charity thing, but like I'm always like available for artists. I get a lot of messages on social media like, hey, how are you doing this? Or what do you think I should do this? I'm like, look, I don't have all the answers, but I'm always willing to give whatever knowledge I do have, and you can take it or leave it, whether it's, advice on how to be a better performer on stage, how to write better songs in the studio, any of these things. How do you stay focused? I was on a podcast once, and he was like, you've been with your wife a long time, and how do you, maintain that in today's world, especially with your career and just with as accessible as social media is in your phone, right? I was like, well, I started making a point to like put my phone up at like 8 o'clock at every night. You know what I mean? So
Nice.
It's like you go all day. And I fail at this sometimes, honestly, but usually I'm pretty good with it. Every day my goal is like, all right, 8 o'clock, let's shut it off. Let's put it on the charger. Let's just be present, whether we're watching Netflix, whatever, just being present with my wife and my dogs and putting all that stuff aside, So that's advice I try to give like young men. Like, look, you need to shut it off sometimes. I know you're a hustler. I know you're motivated. I know you're driven. Nobody's more motivated and driven than me in my eyes.
Yeah.
But I know too, in order to keep my sanity and to keep my marriage and to have healthy boundaries like that is only going to make me go farther in my life. So I try to, be charitable with the small life knowledge that I have so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A guy at AA talks to me about all the time. He's my sponsor. He's an attorney and a prosecutor from Howell. He's a big drunk. Ron, be loving, patient, and kind. I'm going, what? I don't know
What do those words mean?
What is that? No, so you try, you try to do good stuff, but it's like you're in the middle of a tornado, Louie. I mean, you're moving and everything's fast with you,
fast.
and you do have to slow everything down.
Yep.
It's like sports. Sometimes like Michigan's quarterback when they won the national championship, meditating. I watched Barry Sanders asleep on the bench before the game. Asleep. He was just sitting there snoring away, and he's like, so,
Well, some of the
that's
greats, I mean,
incredible.
even like we're both golfers. Look at Scotty Scheffler. His whole game changed when he finally, found more a calmness within him. Instead of reacting to like a bad shot, it's more or less the quicker you just move on to the next one.
Sure.
You're just going to be so much better off in the long run.
Yeah.
You know, to have that like calm and peace and internally, it really starts to show on the outside.
Well, that's sports in general. Whether you're batting, you
Yeah.
strike out. If you're pitching, someone hits a home run.
Right.
They give you the ball again.
Yeah, move on
Yeah.
to the next one. That's how I look at it with performance, you know, like in being a live entertainer. That's my sport. You know, like when I'm conditioning and training for my sport, it's like I'm going up there with the intent to give 110%. You know, I'm going to give these people everything I got so they can be present in this moment. Like I look at it, I'm really winning when people aren't on their phones, even filming it. Like I just did a show at the Royal Oak Music Theater opening for an artist. It was a sold out show, 1,700 people.
Wasn't Lily McPhee with you?
No, this was
She was there recently with you, though.
a different show, a few weeks ago. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she did a show with us, yeah.
Okay.
But we did a show opening up for his artist named Cooper Allen, and we were like, did you notice that like nobody was on their phone at all? Like they were all like 1,700 people just watching,
Present.
and I was like, that means we gave a hell of a performance.
Yeah.
Like we threw down, like they witnessed something and they weren't even thinking about their phone. Like, does it get better than that? I mean, that's hitting home runs on stage.
Well, I'm assuming Louie is what happens like everything else. You know, if you're in the business world, I've been in sales for a long time, own Jess Instrument Company. You know, I walk into a room and I might not hit it with the guy, and I can see they're not paying attention or they're not doing this or doing a seminar. But you just, the longer you do it, you go out and you hit a song and it's not good, you don't feel it, and nobody's paying attention. I saw Michaela Prue at the state fair. She said, I'm playing up there at 2 p.m. So I go down to Novi and I go to this
Right.
place and I walk
I bet
up.
she still delivered 110%.
She did, but I'm telling you, there were 10, you know, it was bad times. They gave her a horrible time.
course,
2 p.m, it's 90. There were 10 people. So
Sometimes shows like that are more for, you know, the long game, the connection she made now with those people. They trust her that she's going to deliver 110% at 2 p.m. and at 10 p.m.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That says a lot about her character.
She was good, and
Yeah.
you have to practice. And she's in Nashville at school down there now, and
Yep.
I know she's doing it her best. Last summer, I was golfing at Lakeland. We got Darren and Boogie and his wife came out and golfed, and I was lucky to be in the cart with Darren for 9 holes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was cool. It was so.
you probably caught a contact.
What?
my man caught a contact. He just riding
whatever. Yeah, maybe what you guys did Thursday night was a contact. Even in that room we were in, was probably a contact.
There was contact buzz everywhere.
So we're sitting, and that was just a huge thrill for me. Just, I don't know. I talk a lot about him because, like you said, he's still edgy, and I like edgy people.
Yeah.
And
He's real. He's always real.
Yeah, and he told me his antenna's up. He said, hey, I can go in a room, a business meeting, and he said, if there's 8, 10 people around, I'm talking to this guy. He says that guy over there starts talking, and he goes, I know immediately I'm not going to work with him. I will not, and I believe him. I think that's how he works. And so we're sitting down for lunch, and we're looking, just like you and me, right across from each other, looking in the eye. And Darren says to me, he goes, hey, Ronnie, you know who Louie Lee is? I go, yeah, I've heard some of his music. And he goes, Louie's the next Kid Rock. And I think I mentioned that to you. I thought it was a cool story, and
awesome.
And you know, I told Jason Rathiel that. I said, because we did his here, and he said, well, you heard it first here, but that's
The cosign. I appreciate that, guys.
Who?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, I love what Darren said too about like that man, you know, over speaking in a meeting like that, you know, because one of my mentors recently said to me, he was like, you need to earn the right to speak when you're in situations like that, you know, and it makes me think differently now when I am in different business situations or meetings that pertain to like opportunities. You know, it's like before I used to go in just all like super hype. I've been a sales guy forever. I'm just like, I'm going to sell you on this. Now I'm just like, okay, I'm going to let the work do the talking. And that took a lot of maturing on my end. and growth. You got to earn the right to speak sometimes in rooms.
Oh, that's true. And, the longer you're in the business and, one of the other reasons to do these was, and I'm not going to bore you with it, Louie, but one of the reasons was I saw a guy at Chrysler out in Chelsea calling the Proving Ground. And he died. He was worked till Friday. He was retired and had all these plans of fishing out and that. So he retired Friday. He was dead on Monday.
Wow.
And I go, man, that will not be me. I'm going to have. So we started this a few years before retiring. So basically, working a hell of a lot harder, keeping that manufacturer's rep, Jess Instrument Company, and now doing this. But you know what? It's between the lines. It's been so much fun, Louie.
I feel like you've probably got a joy out of this that you didn't know you needed until you got it, and now you have it, and you're like, well, I'm not losing that. I'm keeping that going.
It's meeting guys like you.
We ain't retiring, baby.
Yeah, no, it's guys like you that I'm
guys
serious.
like us.
I'm serious.
Guys like us really don't retire. You know what I mean? Because when we love what we do, they say, do something you love. You never work a day in your life, right? Well,
yeah.
That is kind of true. Like, I love what I do so much that I just don't see ever wanting to stop.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing it. I get excited to come to stuff like this. I get excited to be in the studio all day. I get excited to go on stage. Like, why would I ever want to stop? Look at Mick Jagger. He's like, bro, I'm not retiring.
Yeah, why would he? Yeah, what's he going to do?
I'd rather die on the stage than just sitting around all day, at the pool, just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you in your studio here.
You're going to come to a rehearsal and hang out.
Yeah, we'll bring you some lunch here, guys, if you want. Yeah. So, Louie, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can find me at the Alano Club in Brighton at 7 a.m.
Wow.
And when we're in Houghton Lake, there's a place, I know where it is, Naples, Florida. It's off Tamanami, off US 41. And I love those meetings. And, you know why, Louie?
No, tell me.
I'll tell you why. Because I didn't know. I mean, I started there. Actually, it's cool. On May 28th, basically a month from today, will be 2 years. Because I stopped May 28th of 23. So what I love is...
You're saying your sobriety?
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years in a month. 2 years.
That's so amazing.
Especially after drinking since you're 13, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm. And did you smoke cigarettes too?
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, but you quit that along the way too.
Yeah. And
that was my dad. I mean, my dad smoked since he was 14 too.
Well, then it was the gummy bears, and there's all the other stuff. Exit 181 on the way up to Houghton. It used to be cheese you'd get off for. Yeah. Pink con.
Gotta love Michigan.
Oh yeah, but I love the meetings because no one judges you. Yeah. It's a judgment free. Everybody's there to help each other. You start every meeting with a serenity prayer. You end every meeting with the Our Father. And what a beautiful way to start a day. You've prayed. Mm-hmm. Whether a lot of days you get up, you don't want to. It's like going to practice. Well, I guess I got a bat now, or I got a pitch, or if you show up, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's a good thing, Drinking's tough.
It's amazing that you guys get there at 7 a.m. too.
I know.
I'm like, wow.
I set up the alarm every day for 6:20, and sometimes like
today, rolling up there. Huh?
you just get up and go. But I mean, today I just woke up at 6:10 and went to turn the alarm off. So, but you meet some really good people.
Absolutely.
I mean, really good guys. A bunch of lying drunks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but what an inspiration though for all these guys to see that they deserve more and they're worthy, and they don't need to, rely on this to have a better life.
It's just another crutch,
exactly.
Man. I mean, and my son told me last week. He said, "Dad, be careful of preaching. Don't preach." So, what are your goals for 2025 and beyond, Louie?
Yeah, my short-term goals right now are to solidify a few things internally within my show. Oh, is this the chip?
That's a Naples chip. You can have that one.
Oh, wow.
I get all kinds of Naples, Florida.
All right.
You can show it to that camera on both sides.
Check it out, everybody. Unity,
Naples.
Service, Recovery.
Yeah.
Naples, Florida, you're calling me. Maybe I will retire. Shit.
I interrupted
Thank you.
you.
No, yeah, my goals right now is just to solidify a few things within my brand and my 4 companies that we started. We're really trying to like hunker down on a few things so that way we can build this business more. We don't think like a band at all. Yeah, it's based around music, but country hop and roll is going to be bigger than just music. It's going to be a lifestyle brand. So we're really trying to establish more within that in our e-commerce and stuff like that, and different companies we're working with to build more revenue streams for this. And other than that, I want to just get more awareness up with our brand, like in our music out there across social media, because right now all the meetings that I take and stuff like that in Nashville, everybody's like, oh, your social media numbers, they're not really anything to like talk about.
Oh, that sucks.
But I was like, well, that's okay. And I'm okay that you're saying that. And I understand why you have to say that. But I can tell you we can sell 500 tickets in Detroit right now. Hard tickets, at an average $25 to $65 a ticket. I can tell you that everybody that does follow me on social media, they're real. They're not bots. They're not bought and paid for. You know what I mean? I've been down that road because I've been in this game a long time. So I knew, and I was adamant to my team, like even ones that were like, oh, well, let's just bump up the numbers so we can get booked on this show. I was like, no.
Right there, brother.
F that. That, because I want the real, not the fake at this point in my life. I'd rather have 2,000 followers of real people that engage and care about this and want to grow with it than 10,000 fake ones that never leave a like, never leave a comment, nothing. It's like, what's the point? It's just vanity metrics at that point, and I don't want it. So we're building something real here. But with that being said, we need to really keep focusing on our marketing efforts, our advertising, and keep harnessing in our lookalike audiences and build that up, because
be real.
Because we're only, what people are usually surprised about with this show is we're not even 3 years in. The first Louie Lee show happened June 9th, 2022, to a sold out room of 275 people, the very first show. And it was cool. And
Where was it?
It was at the Parliament Room, Otis Supply. It's not there anymore, but it was in Ferndale.
Oh.
And in August of 2022, I had left my full-time job, the cover band I was performing with for 8 years, that I was traveling the world with. Like, that was my job. I made a great living. I got to live my dream. I performed on stages with Steve Miller Band, Huey Lewis.
Cool.
I mean, rock stars.
I didn't know
Mark
that.
Rivera from the Billy Joel Band, a good buddy. And that whole team, very blessed that they were in my life. Steve Trudell, very grateful to him. Very grateful to Your Generation in Concert. Grateful to Remy Lambert from 50 Amp Fuse. Grateful to those dudes to really give me a chance to shine, and let me go be my Mick Jagger self out there, And, in August of 2022, started making Louie Lee a full-time thing, thinking, you know what, maybe we can build our own show, original music, and build something that people want to see. And we've been doing it ever since.
It's America, and in America, that's the whole thing, is to do your own thing, create your thing, be the boss, take charge, and no fear.
Yeah.
This is America. God bless America. Go out and do it. Don't be afraid to quit a job. I quit I was a dental technician, quit without another job, 12 in Orchard Lake. Shoemakers at the end, 7 years. Quit it. I had my gun shop I set up at my house where I was nickel plating handguns and stuff. Then I did that, failed at it. It was called Michigan Handgun. It's okay. I got another job, inside sales outside Ohio for 7 years with the family, back as a national sales manager, and then quit that job with no other job. It's good to be out in that ocean, without a boat. And,
You're going to swim.
The bills don't stop.
They don't stop, man.
But that's cool, though.
That's how I felt,
think
too.
I love that. I love being in that tornado, you might say.
Yeah. It pushed me to further my education in music production and engineering, so that way I could do what I needed to get done, because I wanted to write songs. I wanted to produce music for myself. I wanted to produce music for other people. So I started continuing more education during 2020. all through 2022. And when the opportunity felt like, okay, maybe I could start working in a recording studio. You know, maybe I can go charge an hourly rate and help other people achieve their dreams. And now I've been doing this a couple years, and I've produced for Lily McPhee, Jackie Daniels, tons of amazing artists in all over Michigan. And that door being open has just been very eye-opening to the opportunities that await me. I'm very excited for just that side of my career, not even for my artistic endeavors, but for other people in a way to give back to help bring their vision to life as well. I'm excited. That brings me a lot of joy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Louie, you remember we were talking last Thursday night? It was the first time we met.
Yeah.
And
You got a story for me.
Yeah. Do you think I forgot?
No, I didn't. I was just waiting for it.
We've been waiting for it,
I'm
right?
like, the story's coming.
Yeah, the story's coming. I said, Louie, I got a song that fits you. And I thought, well, you know what? From a Detroit rock legend, I even sent him an email Saturday. Now, if he's got a your on his side, he won't see it. No offense, Jorg. It's no offense, man. You got to have thick skin around here.
You got it.
Sent him an email, and he was the first concert, my buddies and I. We got on a DSR bus at Grand River and 7 Mile, took it downtown, ended up at Cobo Hall in 1972.
Oh, man.
We get painted our faces. We had
Yeah.
GIQs, and we drank the Budweiser GIQs, and then you're in the back of the bus. You got to go. It's a long ride.
Absolutely.
So anyway, we're just crazy. We're having fun. Our first concert ever.
Amazing. And what artist is this?
I'm getting there.
Okay, all right.
He is the first of what I believe to be Detroit's 3 greatest rock and rollers.
Mm-hmm.
Alice Cooper, Bob Seger, and Kid Rock. Mm-hmm. It's personal. Whoever you pick, you pick.
No, I'm with you. I mean, that is a great, top 3 right there. And they're all different.
They are different. Like you're different.
Yeah.
But Alice Cooper started almost every concert with "Hello, Hooray, let the show begin. Mm-hmm. I've been ready. Mm-hmm. Let the lights grow dim. I've been ready." So I sent him something. I said, I'm meeting with Louie on Monday at 10 a.m. and I hope that you maybe record this song with him. But
jury's still out.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody might like it, but do you know that song? Hello, Hooray,
Not well
let
enough.
the show begin?
Yeah, not well enough.
It's really cool, you know. Yeah, it is.
Energy gets right. The curtain goes back. The lights come up.
You're right.
Yeah. Showbiz.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I love about Alice Cooper. I mean, he really brings the theatrics to the show.
Yeah.
It's more than just like a listening experience. It's a visual experience too.
He golfs with Michael Douglas out in Arizona almost every day, and he's really become like a scratch golfer. He's the best Hollywood, or musician golfer.
Wow.
And but he was always good at everything he did. You know, when he drank more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And he did everything the most. But Louie, we're wrapping up as far as I'm concerned. Tell me about your wife and plans for kids.
No plans for kids. We decided not on having kids. We're dog parents. We have 6 nieces and nephews that, we spoil and adore completely. So life is good. My wife, she's amazing. She's definitely...
Jessica.
Yeah, her name's Jessica. She's definitely a big reason this Louie Lee project exists today. It was her idea even to, create like an alter ego for myself that I felt safe in, that would eventually really be my truest self. But I was always scared. It goes back, it's like, look, as a grown man, you start looking at things at face value. You start realizing, why you're doing some of the things you do, your insecurities, or you're seeking validation for stuff, and you're hiding from truths in your life that for a long time you just never admitted, And during COVID, when so much was happening and so much loss. I mean, I've lost like 30 something people since COVID, man. I lost so many people. So I was just so numb. I mean, losing 4 grandparents in 6 months and only getting to celebrate one of their funerals,
Wow.
you know, because everything was shut down.
Was it all COVID, all 4 of them?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, they got sick,
Yeah.
but they were also very old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They couldn't fight it. You know,
4 and 6 months.
Yeah, 4 and 6
that's
months.
tough. Were
Yeah.
any of at the military cemetery in Holly? Because
No,
that's where my mom and
Yeah,
dad and
yeah.
Michelle's mom and dad are out there.
Yeah. My grandfather was in the Navy, but yeah, no, didn't do a military. He had a 21 gun salute though. I mean, it was like it was a
Nice.
great, you know, and I was really, really grateful that I got to have that because that was in March. That was March like 3rd, 4th of 2020, and everything shut down, as you know, St. Patrick's Day pretty much.
Yeah.
And so we got to have that funeral, and that was big. It was tons of people. I mean, this man had 11 children, you know, 60-something grandchildren, so many I mean, there's like a total of like 100-something people under this man.
Wow.
You know, so it was really great that he had that. But, you know, he always wanted me to be a country singer. And, you know, my name is Louie Lee Hensley Jr. And I never thought I was capable of doing something like that. I didn't have the confidence in that. I didn't even have the confidence in myself to really be an artist, even though I had released music as Louie Hensley. You know, when I finally created the project Louie Lee at the end of 2020, when I lost my friend Sebastian right before Thanksgiving, I wanted to create some music that nobody would judge for Louie Hensley. I wanted to just be mine. I didn't even want to make it for them. I just had to make something for myself. And she's like, well, why don't you just like, you know, create like a little alter ego or something so when you release it, you don't have to really promote it as like it's your thing, you know? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, came up with the idea of country hop and roll, came up with the idea of Louie Lee, you know, and I'm going to make this music for me. This is my therapy. This is my grief. I don't give a shit if anybody likes it. And put it out February of 2021 and released a full EP in May of 2021, and the rest was history. I was like, well, now I'm making music today for myself. I don't make music for my fans, the Bandit Nation, even though I love them to death. Yeah, we them. But they know that I make music as my way of getting out this energy inside my body. It has to be mine.
That's cool.
It has to be mine before it can be theirs.
That gets me thinking, Cam, we're going to change the name of this show from now on. It's going to be called the Dick the Bruiser Show.
That's right.
All right?
Yeah. Write that down, Cam.
Here's the burger night. Here's burger night. We got to show this because the Nights of Equity at 5 and Beach, May 8th. It's $25 a person. My name is on this, just a member, nothing special, but you can dial 517-404-1333 and buy tickets or sponsor, whatever you want to do. And we're gonna wrap up. Final thoughts, Louie?
My final thoughts are thank you so much for the opportunity. Yep. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your friendship. I look forward to hanging out more and getting to know each other more off record.
Mm-hmm.
And just thank you to everyone else listening out there. You know, have a great day. Continue to listen to Ron. He's an inspiring man.
Thanks, Louie.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro.
Yeah. All right, back again. The Garlic Dill, Jessfor30 pickles. Louie's in a hurry and he's hungry. You pop it open, buddy.
All right, let's see what we got going on here.
Just pop that cap there. They're tightly sealed.
Nice. All right, let's do this. Pickle gang.
No color, no preservatives. It's
Take
just.
a couple here. I gotta get in and try this. I'm about to pickle it up.
You got to rate them 1 to 10, Louie.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Oh shit. That's fantastic.
You like them?
They're good, man. They're good. The vinegar's not overpowering it too much. You know what I mean? It's tasty. Yeah, I can get down on those.
They're
No lie.
yours. I mean,
They're mine?
yeah.
Oh shit.
Look when they were made, July 22nd.
Really?
I mean, yeah, we make them last.
Wow. They look like they were done yesterday. Wow. All right, y'all. Well, that's a wrap. Pickle party.
Thanks again, Louie.
Those are fantastic.
No, I had fun. Thank you so
they
much.
really are, though. I'm not even kidding.
I wake up and I'm still breathing, smelling that coffee in the morning. Honey's in the kitchen cooking up biscuits. I took her back to bed without warning. Out in the yard where the dogs run wild, the dirt road ends, corn grows miles. Heaven's grace shining down on me. I got a heart like a drum that keeps beating. Hey, put on my boots and I'll be on my way. Lucy on my lips, yeah, trying to catch a fade. Cruising in the truck with my hand in the breeze. Believing there's reason in this life I lead. Yeah, life I lead. Life I lead. Oh, yeah, oh, life I lead. Oh, hey, oh, life I lead, yeah. Wake up with purpose and determination. Throwing gas on the fire, zero hesitation. Bandit, counting my blessings with no room for frustration. In this game of life, yep, I play with dedication. And I'm chasing my dreams like a sprinter on the track with no looking back. I ain't got no time to slack. In every setback, yeah, that's just a setup for my comeback. I'm the architect, always learning to adapt. So I put on my boots and I'll be on my way. Lucy on my lips, yeah, trying to catch a fade. Cruising in the truck with my hand in the breeze. Believing there's a reason in this life I lead. Singing, life I lead. Life I lead.